Forget the crowded beaches of Goa and the busy streets of Delhi. India hides some of the most breathtaking, untouched gems, where time slows down and the world feels brand new. From floating villages in the Himalayas to temples carved out of mountains, these are not your usual tourist destinations. These are India's most underrated travel spots, waiting for explorers like you. So, I get it. You hear India, and your mind jumps to the Taj Mahal, maybe Jaipur, and those places are incredible, don't get me wrong. But that's like saying you know New York because you've seen Times Square. There's a whole other story out there, a story that isn't on the front page of the travel guides. It's a story found in the quiet corners, the places you have to work a little harder to get to. And that's where the real magic happens. In this 7-minute guide, we'll uncover hidden destinations that most travelers miss. I'll share how to reach them, what to expect, and why these places might just change the way you see India forever. This isn't about just ticking boxes. It's about finding something real, something that sticks with you long after you've flown home. It's about the adventure of the journey. So, grab your notebook or just open your mind. We're going off the map. First up, we're heading northeast, way northeast, painted into existence, Zero Valley. This isn't just a place, it's a feeling. Imagine a massive flat valley cradled by pine-clad hills, everything a shade of impossible green. This is the home of the Apatani tribe. They've mastered sustainable living for centuries, rice farming and fish farming working in perfect harmony. Getting here is part of the adventure, not a simple hop-on, hop-off. You fly into the nearest airport, then a long, winding, bumpy drive through clouds and past waterfalls. Feel the world change every kilometer. The air gets cleaner and city sounds fade to the hum of your vehicle and vast landscapes. Forget 5-star hotels, stay in a homestay. Traditional bamboo houses, the food they cook, the warmth they offer. Raw and authentic, a resort could never replicate. Learn their customs, intricate tattoos, deep connection to the land, a slow, deliberate rhythm of life. Time it right. Indie musicians in a green paradise. Ancient culture meets modern creativity. Next, we're chasing the water. We're heading to the mighty Brahmaputra River in Assam to find a place that is literally disappearing, Majuli. This is the world's largest river island. An island in the middle of a river, big enough to house villages, monasteries, and a whole way of life. But here's the thing, it's shrinking. Every year, the river claims a little more of it. The journey to Majuli is a pilgrimage. Drive to Jorhat, then Nimati Ghat, not a sleek ferry, but a big, rustic wooden boat, packed with motorcycles, cars, locals carrying produce, and a few wide-eyed travelers like us. The crossing takes over an hour, one of the most cinematic experiences. You feel the sheer power of the Brahmaputra. The journey is the destination here. Once you land, the pace drops to zero. Dirt roads, bamboo huts, endless green fields. You come for the satras, Vaishnavite monasteries, living institutions where monks chant, dance, and keep traditions alive. Watch mythic masks take shape, bamboo, clay, cloth, then come alive in Paona performances. Majuli's sunsets are the showstopper. The sky explodes with color. All right, let's head for the hills. But we're skipping Manali and Shimla. We're going deeper to Himachal's best-kept secret, Tirthan Valley. This isn't a destination. It's a sanctuary. Part of the Great Himalayan National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Protected, pristine, unbelievably peaceful. The air is so clean it almost hurts to breathe. The only sound is the roar of the Tirthan, a crystal-clear ribbon cutting through the valley. Getting there takes effort. Drive from Delhi or Chandigarh with the nail-biter Jalori Pass, or fly to Kulu and taxi in. The moment you descend and see the river, you know you've arrived somewhere different. Not resort packages, intimate wooden guest houses on the riverbank. Fall asleep to rushing water, wake to bird song, share trout and trail tips with hosts who grew up here. The point is to do not much at all. Long walks, a hidden waterfall, a book on a warm rock. No tourist traps. Just you, the mountains, the river, the sky. A forced digital detox that quiets your mind. Okay, time to switch gears. We're leaving the mountains, heading south to the lush, wild heart of Karnataka, Dandeli. When people think of South India, they think temples and beaches. Dandeli is the opposite. Untamed adventure, a sprawling wildlife sanctuary with the Kali River carving through dense forest. Getting to Dandeli is an adventure. Overnight train from Bangalore or Mumbai to Dharwad or Hubli. Chaiwalas, the world sliding by your window. Then a local transfer into deep green as the jungle sounds take over. Dandeli gets your heart rate up. The main attraction is the Kali River. Powerful rapids for whitewater rafting. In a raft with a guide, you paddle like mad, get soaked, and laugh. On calmer stretches, switch to a kayak and slow glide beneath a canopy, where trees form a tunnel and everything is still. This is when you notice details, the flash of a kingfisher, a troop of monkeys, hornbills overhead with massive curved beaks, prehistoric vibes. Adventure doesn't stop at water's edge. Trek hidden viewpoints, explore caves, zipline the canopy, stay in jungle camps or comfy riverside resorts in the middle of the action. From the jungle, we're time traveling to Madhya Pradesh, a poem written in stone. Mandu. This isn't a city of the living, it's a city of ghosts and stories. Perched on a plateau, sprawling ruins, palaces, mosques, tombs. Known as the City of Joy, but for me, romance and melancholy. Fly into Indore, then a 2-hour drive through rural India, winding up to the plateau. Past massive ancient gates, you've entered the citadel. The scale is hard to comprehend. Mandu's legend, Sultan Baz Bahadur and Rani Rupmati, her pavilion perched on the edge. She would dine only after seeing the sacred Narmada below. The wind whistles through stone arches, echoes of love and loss. You wander, rent a bicycle, and get lost. Every turn, another ruin. Jahaz Mahal floats between lakes, grand mosques with cavernous halls, tombs with intricate latticework. In monsoon, green spreads and clouds drift through the ruins. A photographer's dream, golden hour bathing sandstone. Empires fall, but beauty and stories endure in stone. All right, we need some beach time, but not North Goa's party central. We're heading a little south, Gokarna. For years a sleepy temple town and major pilgrimage site, ancient, sacred, powerful energy. Backpackers found its secret, pristine beaches and rocky cliffs, Kudle, Om, Half Moon, and Paradise. Getting there is part of the charm. Take the scenic Konkan Railway, or road trip down from Goa, or up from Mangalore through lush coastal villages. No fancy resorts, beach shacks and simple guest houses, huts right on the sand. Days follow the sun and tide. You wake up, go for a swim, linger over breakfast, read a book, take a nap. The art of doing nothing. Cliffside treks with the Arabian Sea crashing below. Everyone gathers for sunset. Sometimes drums, sometimes yoga, always sky as a masterpiece. Gokarna reminds you the most luxurious thing can be simplicity, a beautiful view, warm sand, time to just be. For our final stop, we're going somewhere that doesn't feel like it's on this planet. The Great Rann of Kutch in far western Gujarat. A massive seasonal salt marsh, underwater most of the year, but in winter the water recedes, leaving endless white cracked salt crystals to the horizon. A lunar landscape, surreal and beautiful. The gateway is Bhuj, devastated in 2001, rebuilt with resilience. A hub for textiles and handicrafts. From Bhuj, drive out and get permits for the Rann. Stay in traditional bungas or tent villages. Mirrorwork and exquisite embroidery tell Kutchi stories of nomadic life. Best times, sunrise and sunset. Ride a camel cart or just walk. As the sun drops, long blue shadows stretch across the white ground. The silence is absolute. On a full moon, the salt glows silvery. Earth and sky merge. It feels like floating in a sea of stars, one of nature's most sublime, humbling experiences. Kutch isn't just a place you see. It's a place you feel in your bones, a mind-bending end to our journey through India's hidden gems. These are not the places you'll find in travel brochures. They're the ones you'll find in stories told around campfires. 0. Majuli, Tirthan, Dandeli, Mandu, Gokarna, Kuch. They're more than just pins on a map. They're a challenge. Step off the beaten path. Embrace the uncomfortable. Connect with people and places in a way that's real and unfiltered. This is the India Beyond headlines and postcards. In the quiet moments, the shared meal in a homestay, the silence of the desert, the roar of a river. Travel not just to see India, but to feel it. Let it change you. Get a little lost, be a little confused, and come out with a wider perspective and a fuller heart. The goal isn't to check off a list, it's to collect moments that stay with you forever. Because sometimes the roads less traveled lead to the most beautiful places. Subscribe for more journeys.